All right, so this is your help for today in how to fill out this massive product and sums table. So you have this packet, and if you look at the whole thing, all these numbers in the boxes are frequent numbers that we use over and over again. And so this will be a huge time saver in the next type of factoring that we do. And then also you can use this on upcoming tests and quizzes to help you out too. So you don't really understand the value of this right now, but I'm telling you it is awesome. So also on the very back, if you flip it over, there is a blank page of boxes that you can just add your own numbers. So if you realize in homework that you got a new number and it's not on the sheet, just go ahead and start adding some more. You might as well do it here. As the numbers get bigger, you may need to like give a number like maybe double spaces. So kind of get rid of this and make this whole space for one whole number, that sort of thing. So that as you're going through and listing all these different factors, it just continues on. So that might be something you have to do too, because you want to be neat, you want to be right. If this is wrong, it can be really devastating. So it's really a no-brainer. You use your calculator, and I have some strategies to make sure you have all of the sums. I am not going over this with you. I am not correcting this. This is something that I feel you can do and do correctly with a calculator, with some thought. And if you get them wrong, that's on you. If they are incomplete, that's on you. Your tool then sucks. Okay, so make sure you put some time and effort into it, because it is going to be something that's going to be very beneficial to you and your grade moving forward. So the whole lesson today is just filling this out. And then tomorrow, I'll show you how to use it. By the way, tomorrow when we're using it, I believe we use the number 3 and we use the number 2 or -3. I can't remember what it is. So just add them here. And in fact, we can even do these too so that the notes for tomorrow make a little bit more sense. Okay, so I'll just start at the beginning. And so what you're looking for, these are called product and sums tables. So product just means simply the answer to an addition or a multiplication, and then sum is the answer to an addition problem. So the box, the number in the box is, we're looking for the things that multiply to give us 4. What two numbers multiply to give us 4. If you do this in a strategic manner, you will come up with them quicker and then not miss any. So I always start with 1 and the number. 1 goes into 4 4 times evenly, or 1 times 4 is 4. I'll worry about the sums in a second. Once I get that one, this is the one that you might not think of. When you have a positive 4, we also have to include the negative factors that might make 4. So a -1 times a -4, a negative times a negative is positive. So yeah, we have to include that one too. So whatever you get for the positives, give the 2 negatives right after it. Now I'm going to go on to 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. So then -2 and -2 multiply also to give you 4. Once you get to a repeat where you're asking a number on this side and you get the number on this side, you know you're done. Now this is a short list. I'll do a bigger one so you can understand what I'm talking about. But I don't have to go to 3. I don't have to go to 4. I know I'm done. So now what we do with these numbers is we actually add them together. So 1 plus 4 is 5. And -1 plus -4 is -5. 2 plus 2 is 4. And -2 plus -2 is -4. So this whole column is after I find the two numbers that multiply to give you 4, we actually add them together and write them here. There's a reason for this. You don't know why, just trust me, okay? Same thing with -4. Let's go ahead and do this one real quick together. So we're looking for the two numbers that multiply to give us -4. So I know that same numbers, really, just different signs. So in order to get a negative, one of them has to be negative. So how about -1 times +4? But there's still two choices here, because what if it was the 4 that was negative and the 1 that was positive? And actually, I'm not going to flip-flop the numbers. I'm just going to flip-flop the signs. So I'll keep 1 and 4, 1 and 4, but now this time, instead of having both of them positive and both of them negative, you have one of each. Okay, and then 2 and -2, I only have to write down once because it's the same thing if I say it the other way. So this one has one less because of that repeat 2. And when I add these together now, when I do the sums, a -1 plus 4 is really subtraction, and it takes the sign of the larger number. Use your calculator. you get 3. 1 and a -4 make -3 when you add them together, and 2 and -2 gives us 0. Okay, so this one's complete. So let's scooch down a little bit. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's scooch a better way. How about I use this little bar? And let's do 12s, because 12 does have a lot of numbers. So I want to show you how you know when you're done. Okay, so what multiplies to give us 12? We're going to start with 1 and 12. And you may have to write a little smaller because you're going to need a lot more room. If 1 and 12 work, then I instantly go into -1 and -12 working. 2 goes into 12. Notice I'm just counting from 1 and going up and increasing. 2 goes into 12 6 times, so it's 2 times 6, and then -2 and -6, also going to 12. Does 3 go into 12? Yes, you can use your calculator. 3 times 4 makes 12. So then -3 times -4 also makes 12. You want to get lazy here, it's going to cost you later on. You're going to be even more confused, so take the time with this. Does 4 go into 12? That would be the next number that I would come to over in this line, right? So on that side, the next number that would naturally occur is 4, but it's already written on this side. As soon as that happens, where you were trying to list the number here and it showed up here, you know you're done. I don't have to go on to 5. 5 doesn't go into it. I don't have to check 7. I don't have to check 8. I don't have to check 6 because it's already in there. I don't have to check 9, 10, or 11. So as soon as when you're trying to write the 4 here and it already showed up here, you're done. As long as you counted in order. So now we're going to add them up. 13, -13, 8, -8, 7, -7, and that's it. Make sure that they are neat and organized. Like I said, if you write too big, you can always make it on a separate sheet of paper. You can add to the back. Maybe make a note to yourself that there's more on the back at the bottom here if you ran out of room. Like I said, the bigger the numbers get, the more that there are. So you have to either write small or, continue on back. Maybe make a little note at the bottom. So speaking of the back, let's go ahead and go to that last page because I know that the first 2 problems that I reference on the worksheet for tomorrow involve like 3s and 2s. Okay, so I want to make sure that you have those lists. So for this 3 right here, we're going to go ahead and say 1 and 3. -1 and -3. And that's it. 2 doesn't go into it and we're done. We're back to 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4 and -1 plus -3 is -4. And another short list for 2 because it's such a small number. 1 and 2 gives us 2 and -1 and -2 gives us 2. It's prime, so it's only going to have those 2 answers. When you're prime, you're only multiplied by 1 in itself. So this gives us 3 and it gives us -3. So now you'll know for tomorrow's worksheet, this is where you're going to go. You're going to go to that back side where you can find these 2. And like I said, I think the rest of them on the worksheet are on here, but if they're not, go ahead and make a new one on the back and you can keep adding as we go. Cannot emphasize enough the importance of these things. So I know it's a sub day. I know that what happens on sub days, I don't care, put some AirPods in and get working, use your calculator, get it done. And maybe just check with your buddy and make sure that you guys got the same amount. Maybe say at the end, how many did you get? I got 2. I got 2 products. Good. How many did you get over here? 2. Awesome. Maybe check your sums. Make sure that they're the same. Just counting. How many did you get? 6. I got 7. Well, let's connect and figure out who is right and what one I'm missing or what one did I have a repeat on. All right. Good luck.